These vehicles started as mobile food wagons, but became weapons of war the moment orcs realized how hilarious it was to pelt the enemy, or their mates, with more nasty or aggressive squigs from afar. It's finally there! War! Starting as a food platform, which self-respecting orc would share their squig snack? Those are some proper fighty squigs we're lugging here, not those bouncy small squigs you like to eat. Okay, I'll stop now. The Rukkatrukk Squigbuggy is the new machine of war for the orcs, becoming available in its incursion starting October 13th, where you can lead your space marines and custodies into the fight against, well, of course, orcs. There's no new enemy types there this time, so I won't go into the incursion event much. There will be a new damage power up as well as a resilient power up, which you can pick up along the way to help you with the incursion. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite squig. Mine's gonna be the hair squig, which sadly hasn't been implemented into the game yet. All of the orcs are bald. I'm going to have to ask Cheku if he lobbied for that. I definitely love the exterior of the Squigbuggy. This rickety vehicle is just crammed full with 2 orcs, a crot and plenty of squigs, who generally seem pretty thrilled to be part of the crowd. 2 squig shooters bring the necessary firepower. Everyone involved seems to have a lot of fun. That's the orc spirit, and I think with this right after the Exorcist Snowprint have chosen some pretty iconic machines of war, which are both crafted into the game with great care. I'd have loved a red stripe at least on the truck, but then again it doesn't move at all in game, so it doesn't have to go fast. Tanks and buggies are a weird concept compared to the more static machines of war, but I'm happy nonetheless we've got them. So what can it do? It's passive, Squig Mine, which is almost always the most interesting for me as it doesn't cost ammo, marks down a free hex and up to 4 free hexes within range 2 of it, depending on the ability level. Whenever an enemy steps on those, they will take 3 hits of blast damage. Friendlies will remove the marking too without doing damage, but I don't think that will come in too often, as you will rarely move a fighter twice and the hexes only stay marked for 1 round anyways. Especially with the higher number of mines, you can pretty much guarantee a few specific hexes being marked down, which can create a nice defensive line with more flexibility on its shape compared to the similar hex marking of the Exorcist, Galatian or even the Malleus. This won't damage your own fighters, and the damage happens immediately in the enemy turn. The way it's phrased also means new enemy summons will trigger them, which differentiates it from the earlier machines of war as well. Of course, the way this works also means your enemy actually has to move to get the damage, so this won't work well against turtling. There's an initial cooldown of 1 round. Let's look at the damage quickly. At level 55 it does an average of 3 hits of 5236 blast damage, which makes it good against swarms, but only has a 15% pierce ratio. Let's make the comparison with Galatians and the Exorcist passive, as they have a similar way of damaging enemies without a lot of prerequisites compared to the Forge Fiend, and they don't cost ammo as well. The Exorcist, of course, has also a pretty niche extra effect. Galatian does 3 hits of 3927 plasma damage, which is less, but does sport a way higher pierce ratio of 65. Which makes it more adept at targeting armored opponents. The active Squig Launchers is pretty situational, dealing 3 hits of 4641 physical damage to an enemy that is adjacent to 1 orc or 2 friendly units. If you have 2 orcs or 4 friendly units adjacent, you will summon a large squig. It is so large that it isn't even bouncy anymore and is a fairly high quality summon. This will cost you 1 ammo and has a cooldown of 1 round. As much as I would have loved some squig summoning, I don't love this as much as I would hoped for. You will not always even have 2 orcs on the field, and having 4 fighters adjacent won't happen that often outside of multi-hit melee guild raid teams. Those might actually include Gulgords and Snotflogger, so you have the 2 orcs. I am not too sure how often the squig will actually come into play, and 3 hits of physical damage that aren't even that much just don't strike me as having a lot of use cases. The Mythic ability, although it will take you quite a long time to get there, is tasty though. More gits over here lets either a Squig or 2 friendly units sniff out an enemy they're next to, leading to 20% extra damage from melee attacks of Mythic characters. This is a huge buff. Doesn't need a lot of setup for either the melee multi-hit team or the Custodes team, and I mean, at the point where you have a machine of war at Mythic, you will have your main raid team at Mythic anyways. I don't really like the implications though. To get any character to Mythic, you will need to have gotten a total of 1400 shards. In Incursion, you get 7 tokens once a Battle Pass season. You can't onslaught machines of war, and you will only get 40 shards each time you pull them in requisitions, so your main way to get the shards will be from incursions. The same applies to Mythic shards, which you'll at least need 20 of. There's no Mythic missions for machines of war, so you either need to buy them with Archaeotech and get lucky to even get them, or need to go to the incursion of the machine and get them there. More on this in my shards and characters in the Mythic economy video you can watch here when it comes out. So who's the Squigbuggy for? I think as soon as you get it to Mythic, it will be an essential part for 2 of the main guild raid teams. Until then, it will definitely be a fun option in tournament arena for restricting your enemy's movement at the threat of good damage. The Forge Fiend will do that better for ground-bound units, not allowing your enemy to move past it at all if you use it cannonly, and have a better and more useful active for the mode, but against flying or unstoppable threat units, the Squigbuggy has the leg up. Of course, for Guild War, every machine of war has a certain importance. I fear the AI might be hard pressed to actually use the active effectively and summon the Squig if not slotted into a full orc team, and even then your timing might be off. The annoyance the passive provides for your opponent though might be worth it. So, how about you? Do you like the Squigbuggy? Will you go all the way to Mythic with it? Let me know in the comments. Why not watch more of my videos you can see here on screen, or even consider subscribing to catch my future content. If you want to help me out in-game, you could do so by using my referral code BAD60ADO for 100 Blackstone for you, and varying rewards for me depending on which level milestones you reach. In any case, thank you for watching this video and have a wonderful day.